Alright, let's see. Start virtual camera. Alright, I want to just make sure that I'm not live on another thing. Just give me 1 second, Chris. Alright, so I'm trying to see if I can get this fixed. Alright, can I get a comms check on the comment section, please? Yeah, I was trying to record another episode of the nostalgic '90s, and I think they're moving my neighbor out.
Oh, the dead one?
Yeah. So people are being like really, really noisy in the hallway. All right, let's see. Let me just do something here. All right, so yeah, they can see me. All right, welcome back to the live. Welcome back to the live. So I got Chris OMalley on the phone. We're gonna go through some untold stories, and I'm eating some leftover lasagna, in case you guys are wondering. So, but first, before we get into that, Chris has some stories he wants to tell and some stuff he wants to go over. So go ahead, Chris, take it away.
No, I was just saying I was helping a driver the other day, and you could tell he was a new driver. He was having a hard time hitting the dock, so I watched him for a little bit. I get out to help him out. And it took me about 40 minutes to get him in the dock. He just kept overshooting it.
Mm-hmm.
So we finally get him docked, and they come out and tell him, and I didn't realize it. I didn't realize it, but he was trying to get in the hole. He didn't slide his tandems. So he comes over. I was pulled up. I had pulled off the dock already because I was loaded. Shut my doors. He said, "Hey, how do I slide my tandems? They want me to slide my tandems in the back." So all right. We'll teach you this too. I'm not just gonna do it for him. You're gonna learn.
Yep.
So I bring him to the back. I show him how to release the tandems.
All right. So, hey, Chris, not to cut you off, but for the viewers who don't know what a tandem is, can you explain it?
The wheels on the back of the trailer are your tandems. Tandem wheels.
So it's sliding axles.
Sliding axle, and we move them back and forth to. Well, you want to keep them in the back when you're getting loaded. For a few reasons. And then we're able to move them, back and forth to a certain point to keep our axle weights legal. Regular tandem axle, we got to be less than 34,000 pounds. 34,000 pounds or less.
Okay.
So I bring them back there. I show them how to unlock them. I show them, make sure your pins are pushed in. The pins are what locks it in place. Good to go. So I said, now you're going to get back in the truck. I said, only release your tractor brakes, and you're going to pull forward. So he does. He gets back in. He starts pulling forward. And I'm standing there, and I see the airline pop. Airline's hanging on the ground. And he was looking in his mirror. I told him to look in his mirror because he was just inching up. I said, you're going to feel it when it's time to stop. I said, don't hammer it, but watch in your mirror, so you see where your wheels are when they get to the back.
Mm-hmm.
And you can see the airline on the ground. So he pulls the brakes. He gets out. We get under there and look. And somebody had tied with a shoestring, had tied up his airline. They looped it around and tied it up to the front hole where the tandem slide, so it had no slack.
Wow.
And when he pulled forward, it broke the line.
A shoestring.
Yep. So now he's kind of stuck. Now he's got no air going to anywhere in his trailer. So I said, well, you're going to learn lesson number 2 today. I said, you're going to learn how to cage brakes.
Mm-hmm.
And now to cage the brake can, there's a way we can, as an emergency fix, it's not safe to do, but there's a way we can cage the brake can and free up the brakes. That way you can move and at least get yourself to a shop.
Yep. So for the viewers who are listening and watching the show, caging the brakes is basically overriding the spring in the brake can to prevent the brakes from locking up on your drums. It is not safe. We don't recommend that you do it. We don't recommend that you do it without knowing what you're doing and why you're doing it. Continue.
And even if you do it, it's only to get to a place to get it repaired. It's not something you get up on the road and continue your trip. It's only to get somewhere to get repairs done.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, I didn't have, I had nothing on the truck to fix the airline. That would have been, my first.
That would have been ideal.
Go-to. This guy had no tool. He had nothing. He had no tools, nothing. He had nothing at all. So I started thinking about it. It's a good thing I did. And I said, man, the only way to get this thing moving is to cage all the brakes. I said, but I can't do it for you. I said, I just can't do it. These loads are heavy. We're loading paper. I said, this is 40,000 pounds. I said, I can't send you down the road with no brakes on your trailer.
Mm-hmm.
I said, unfortunately, but you're stuck. I said, he said, my brother just bought the trailer. So you have to give him a call and get somebody out here and fix that airline. I said, because, I can't send you down the road with no brakes on this thing. It ain't gonna happen, So unfortunately, that was that. Somebody had tied up that airline with a shoestring. Just gave it no slack.
That's crazy. That's crazy. Yeah, I think I have one bolt in my truck to cage one brake can.
Yeah, well, you should have them. I mean, a lot of times they've been used when you pick up a trailer or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But they're usually on the little bracket that wraps around the brake can. You just pull it right off of there. But yeah, I've got two. I've got two in my toolbox just to have, just because it's one less thing you have to do on the side of the road if you need it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I remember when Joe, who is my ex-boss, taught me how to fix a glad hand, or the airline connection piece that connects the trailer to the tractor. Try to teach me how to repair it, but instead of having a replacement one available, he was just trying to show me how to reuse the old part, which, in hindsight, it took a lot longer to try to reuse something old than to just buy a $20 glad hand. But,
Oh yeah.
and that was the first time I've ever seen it. So watching him try to like open it up and take it all apart and then like try to bend stuff back with the non-appropriate tools, like it really discouraged me from wanting to learn. I'm like, for that, I'll just let the mechanic come and do it. And he's like, no, 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 you got to learn how to do it on your own in case you get stuck out there. But then in one of my videos, I actually had a few glad hand repair kits. And I think I actually put some in your truck too, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Because for any new drivers watching this, any new owner operators watching this, go out and buy 2 sets. They're like $20 a piece, but you have to make sure you get I think it's the 1/2 inch to 3/8 coupling, and it's normally all brass. And then always, 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 I know it sounds petty, always get extra grommets. Grommets are the rubber or the plastic pieces that actually seal the connection in between uh, the glad hand spades so that no air leaks. Because I tell you, you could get put out of service for something as stupid as your glad hand leaking, and because you don't have a grommet or a rubber gasket to put in there to prevent it from leaking, you know, you'll get put out of service or issued a ticket. And it's, I think, one grommet or one rubber piece, don't take my word for it, but it's probably less than 50 cents. 50 cents. So whenever I go out on the road, I always make sure I have two extra sets, two red, two blue, for the parking and the service, and the glad hand, and enough couplings to go with the glad hands, because I had an airline rip on me. Where was I? I was in Westerly, Rhode Island, and I went to go make a right turn, and then out of nowhere, like I think it was my red airline ripped. Yeah, it was my red airline, because as soon as the red airline ripped off and you lose airflow to your trailer, the springs will lock up the brakes, and these Penske trucks are not strong enough to pull like a trailer that's dead in the water with locked brakes. And I don't even think I was loaded, to be honest with you. So pulling off on the side of the road, I barely made it because the tractor was just bucking, and the trailer brakes had already locked. And I'm like, dang. So instead of watching a YouTube video and trying to like figure it out like that, I'm like, you know what? There's only 3 pieces. Like, how hard could it be? You got, or no, I'm sorry, 4 pieces, because hold on. Now that I think about it, hold on. I'm trying to see if it's 3 or 4 pieces. I think it's 3 pieces, because, and always have a good pocket knife on you, whether it's just a regular razor blade in in your pocket with the with like a box cutter, or like an actual like survival knife. Always make sure you have one with you. Always carry it on your person, and you never know when you're gonna need it. And that day I needed it because when the airline got severed, it was all like choppy and discombobulated at the tip. So I think I had to cut off some old hose to make it flush, and then I think it's three pieces because you got the hose, you put the bolt that goes on the coupling. Yeah, so I think so you need four things because you also need Teflon tape as well, just to make sure that around the threads air doesn't leak out. So you have like the bolt which has like these little crown teeth on it that will get that will go inside of like there's like a little the other part of the coupling has like a little stem that goes inside of the hole for the hose, and then once you screw those together, take two adjustables, make them nice and tight, and then if you want you can put Teflon tape, but it's not really needed because the rubber hose. But I think it's a half inch to 3/8 inch coupling, and then you just take the Teflon tape, you wrap it around the same way you would tighten the glad hand connection piece to it, and then you're good to go. And most new glad hands come with the grommet already, or the rubber gasket already installed in it. You're good for under $20, and it beats hours of waiting on the side of the road for downtime, missing appointment times, and then explaining to your boss why you don't have extra glad hands. So even if your boss doesn't provide you with them, I still recommend that you guys go out and get your own. They're like $20. I bought mine at Fleet Pride, and I think when I bought them, I think I bought 8 of them. So like $20 times 8, $140 or whatever, $160. So
Well, let me go. I'm getting pulled over.
all right, no problem. All right, thank you.
All right. Yep.
Wow, so Chris just got pulled over. So it's probably just a random inspection, something crazy. Nothing crazy, I meant. But you'll be surprised how how something so cheap can make your life that much easier. But yeah, if you guys have any questions, leave them in the comment section. I'll give you guys a few seconds to do so because I've been on and off with the stream today because I've been having like issues trying to figure it out, and I actually have to get back to doing some other work here. So yeah, feel free to ask any questions. I actually have a funny story to tell you guys. So I went to my mom's house. What was it, like 2 weekends ago? Or maybe 3 now. And my mom is one of the unintentionally funny people that I've ever known. And so she says to me that, like, hey, what do you want for dinner? I was like, I don't care. We could order out. I could cook. Doesn't matter. I was like, you know what? Why don't I make some chicken quesadillas, right? So she was like, oh, that's different. I was like, yeah, no problem. So she was like, do you have a whole chicken by chance? I said, no, I don't. I was like, but I have a meat subscription from Butcher Box. So I have a few packs of chicken breasts in the freezer. So she goes, chicken breasts? I go, yeah, chicken breasts. She goes, all white meat? No, the other white meat, Mom. Yeah, white meat, chicken breast, white meat. Yeah, right. This is up. She says, all right. what kind of tortillas you got? She was like, because I only like corn tortillas. I was like, yeah, the cab heater is working. What's up, Eric Thompson? Cab heater is working. So she goes, what kind of tortillas you got? Because I only like corn. I said, well, you're in luck because I have flour and I have corn. I like both and I have both, but you don't make chicken quesadillas on corn tortillas. And if you wanted a chicken taco, that's all you had to do is tell me you wanted a chicken taco, right? She says, what do you put in your chicken quesadilla? I'm sorry, what? Come again? She goes, what do you put in your chicken quesadilla? Chicken and quesadilla. So she goes, no, seriously, like, what do you put in it? You put anything spicy in it? I said, no, I put chicken and cheese. What's up, Terry? We're talking about my mom asking, what do I put in chicken quesadilla? And I told her chicken and quesadilla. So she goes, so you don't put anything spicy in it? I go, no, it's just chicken and cheese. I'll season the meat, some salt, I use pink Himalayan rock salt, and I use fresh ground pepper. And then I don't know if you guys ever heard of it, but there's a seasoning brand called Badia, Badia, and they actually have a jar that's like all-purpose seasoning. So it has like a little bit of everything, some salt, some pepper. It has I think it has some oregano in there. What's up, sweetheart? How you doing? Terry Golson, thank you for watching all of our videos. Make sure you guys smash that like button on this video if you guys haven't done so already. So we're doing live Q&As and storytelling right now, Untold Stories. So salt, pepper, and then that all-purpose seasoning, right? So she goes, okay. So I make her the chicken quesadilla. She's like, you sure you don't put nothing spicy in there? I said, no, I don't put nothing spicy in there. Like, if I eat chicken quesadilla and I want something spicy, I'll put that on the side, like some hot sauce or some salsa or something. I don't put nothing inside because I'm also feeding my kid, and he's only 1 year old. He doesn't eat spicy food yet. So she takes a couple bites of her corn quesadilla because she doesn't want flour, because she swears you don't make chicken quesadillas with flour tortillas. Okay, the parents will never understand. We all know that. So I make her a chicken quesadilla. She takes a couple bites, and then she's like, "Ooh, ooh, this it's something spicy in here." I was like, "No, there's not. It's salt, pepper, and like this all-purpose seasoning. There's nothing spicy in there." So she picks out something from her mouth, and it's a black peppercorn. She was like, "This is what I've been into. This is what's spicy." Thank you, guys. Thank you. So she goes, she was like, "This is what's spicy." My mom told me that black pepper that doesn't even have a capsaicin level is spicy. And this is coming from a woman who makes authentic Spanish food. Like, my mom is white, but she makes authentic Spanish food. She makes pork shoulders, she makes rice and beans. Like, and I'm like, that is the craziest thing out of the 31 years I've been on this earth. That is the craziest thing that has ever came out of my mother's mouth. Coming from someone who uses fresh ingredients to make her stuff, that she says something as outrageous and as outlandish as black pepper is spicy. What's up, Troy's channel? Make sure you guys smash that like button. We're doing live Q&As and story time right now. I had OMalley on the channel, but he just got pulled over. I should probably text the ops manager. But yeah, if you guys have any questions for me, shoot them in the comments right now. Does dry van have a future with the autonomous business? I think so. So we actually answered this question a few times, and that's a very good question that Bill asked. Does dry vans have a future with the autonomous business? And so I say yeah, only because if you think about it, you're never going to have a state that does not have some inclement weather in it, whether it be rain, fog, snow, sleet, hail, you name it, right? All these autonomous trucks that they're talking about, they all have sensors on them. That's how they drive. Now, what happens if snow blocks the sensor? What happens if the fog is too thick for them to see? I don't think you could. I don't think the Moffat business is going to be fully autonomous if they're doing beyond curbside. Because if it's curbside, that's easy. If you go beyond curbside, that's going to be crazy. But who's going to unstrap the truck? You're still going to need a driver there or a helper. I wouldn't sit behind the wheel of an 80,000-pound machine and trust it to carry me down the road. What's up, Matthew Hammer? Hey, sweetheart, do you have sources for this? Actually, Bill, they already have giant Moffat drones. They don't require wheels, but they already have them. I'm working right now, Matthew Hammer. I was recording some videos earlier, but some of my neighbors got kind of loud. So yeah, these giant Moffat drones, they're called the claw machines, and they're located at your local arcades and coming to a grocery store near you. See how my boss works when he does this 6 days a week? Yeah, we're still creating content because we still have 2 other YouTube channels. Repo is too much drama. Way too much drama. Way too much hardship. So, yeah, that brings another point. So, Bill says, seems like automation only hurts middle class workers and makes the rich richer. It does. Because for the jobs and the skill sets that we have, it requires, a certain amount of schooling and stuff like that. So, and not for nothing, but with the federal minimum wage going up and the cost of living going up, well, I don't even know what the federal minimum wage is now, but with everything going up, I mean, it it won't be. It'll be just a matter of time before most most entry level positions get replaced with automation. Sweetheart says, if you ever get into repo, you got to tell the guy with the Lamborghini, I'm gonna steal your Lambo like I steal your girl. I am so done. That is crazy. Let's see. Guitar is life says, bro, throw me a chip, not the rice one. I don't get it. Let's see. Machines going to take over all the jobs. But see, that's the thing with with what I was just saying. It's like, let's say you're crossing through like a fog storm. How is the truck gonna be able to see how far up ahead? Or what's even crazier is like, let's say instead of your typical signage or your typical like lines on the road, let's say it's like a huge construction zone, and it's just a cop just waving for the car to come by or the truck to come by to like move and merge over. Do you think that truck is going to understand, or do you think like the truck is going to understand construction signs and what to do? And yes, it says merge left, but what if nobody lets him in? Well, like, is the truck just going to wait there? Oh no, the chips I was eating were blue diamond almonds, whole natural. I just had some leftover lasagna, but that lasagna was so good, I'm gonna make another batch of it tonight. Hmm. Hey, if you guys have any questions, shoot them. Do you think the dedicated routes in the Southwest will be safe from automation? Southwest meaning of the United States, or Southwest of a particular state, such as Connecticut? Like, what are we talking? Give me a little bit more specifics. We're talking Southwest. Are we talking Southern California? Are we talking like how south and how much west are we talking here? Because you got to remember, down in Texas, you got the oil fields. You got the oil fields. That's a long way away from being automated. Can I submit my 1 week vacation starting on Valentine's Day? Uh, let's go, Brandon. Um, can you submit your 1 week vacation starting on Valentine's Day? I don't know. Is that allowed at your job? Let's see. Tesla was just acquitted on accident that happened while a vehicle was run by their autopilot control. Not for nothing, you see the same thing with. Listen, if you have enough money, you have enough power, you could get away with pretty much anything. Like there was a cop who blatantly, um, there was a cop who blatantly, like disregarded public safety, ran a cyclist off the road, killed him, and still got away with it. Bill asked, "Did you see the mail Karen video in Fairfield?" No, I didn't. Sweetheart Sue says, "I work for you, bro." What's up, Delta Tire? Let's see. They're always looking for truck drivers out here in West Texas. We got the oil fields and natural gas. Yep. Victor Bradshaw asks, I guess my question is, if the courts don't hold the companies in fault, then what happens with automation? Well, that's the same thing with the same people who work for the same municipalities that work for the courts. How do you hold someone accountable with that much power or that much money backing them? I mean, if you're the law, don't you kind of make up your own rules as you go along? Or if you have a multi-billion-dollar company, you think that